Hi everyone, I'm going to share the first layout that I created with the Feel Again kit from Scraptastic for February. I have the main kit and the add-on, and I'm just kind of, because it's my first time using this kit, I am going to order the paper a little bit because they were all mixed up. I like to have all the pattern paper together and then all of the cardstock in the back. That's the photo I'm going to do. This month I am, with this Feel Again kit, I'm going to focus on scrapbooking pictures of my relationship and my husband. He's the photographer in our family, so we don't have many pictures of him, so I'm trying to go back, and a lot of them end up being kind of couple selfies that we took together when we were out places, most of them in New York. And so one thing that doing this has helped me learn is that I need to take more pictures of Scott. So I just pulled out my masks there, and the ones that I'm going to use are two from a set of 4 from Kelly Perky. And one says love and one says you. I don't know what I was thinking about there, but I was going to use that other mask as a background, but then I decided to use this one instead. And so what I'm doing here is I have some of this Adirondack paint, which was just too old. I don't think it's liquid in there anymore. So I'm looking for some other paint of some sort. What I want to do here is I have this, it's kind of like a stone colored background paper. It's just a piece of cardstock that came in the kit. And I want to do a bit of a tone on tone type of a look, but I can't find any white paint that isn't dried up. And so what I ended up doing was taking a package, a little bottle of the Perfect Pearls, which we used to get in our kits a while ago. We said we get them every once in a while. And it's a little bit hard to, because it comes out of such a tiny little opening, it's hard to squeeze a bunch into a little dish to be able to get some onto a paintbrush, but I'm working on it. I just have to be kind of patient. What this is doing is it's giving kind of like an iridescent tone on tone look. You see it every time I open up the paper there. And I want it to extend below where the papers are going to go so that you're going to see it. It's only going to be visible in certain lights, and so when you see the pictures at the end, it's not going to be really obvious that it's there. Then I decided to kind of just do random little circles every here and there in the pink, and I'm going to outline those in marker just to give it kind of like a hand-drawn kind of look. So it doesn't look like this is manufactured paper. I want it to be clear that this is paper I did myself. So I use Smooch ink for the pink, and there I go, just outlining them all. I had to not outline some of them because they weren't dry yet, so I'm just going to wait on those and go back. And so that just gives a little bit of extra detail to the background, especially where the iridescent white is not going to show. You see when I move it, it totally disappears. And you're going to be able to see it as I'm creating this layout just because of my video lights, but when you see the pictures, you're not going to be able to see it anymore. So this is that distress paint that came in the kit, and I'm just using it with this mask to do my title. So I'm going to layer the 2 words, which means I have to dry it, because if I put the U over kind of where it needs to go, I would smush and smudge the word love. So I have to get it completely dry. While I'm at it, I'm going to dry some of those dots that were still wet. And now I'm going to put you slightly off to the side. This, because it's a new bottle of paint, it's very juicy and it gives a lot, so I'm going fairly light. I don't want to go too heavy and have it leak under the mask too much. A little bit of that happened, but I actually like that look. It kind of gives it that handmade look. So I'm absolutely loving that color too. It's gorgeous. Really, really bright fuchsia pink. It's really pretty. So now I'm thinking about what papers I'm going to put on this, and this is not going to be a very paper heavy layout. It's going to use lots of embellishments because there are tons and tons of embellishments in this kit, so I wanted to jump in and start using them right away. So I'm just cutting off 2 tiny pieces of paper here that I'm going to layer behind my photo, and that's going to be it for the paper. They're both from Crepe Paper from the, which collection is that? The Crepe Paper Love Notes collection. Then I have those little tags that came in the kit, and I put them all out in a row, kind of to have a horizontal element there. Thought about using some of those really pretty frames, but I'm going to not, just because I wanted it to look, I didn't want a whole lot of paper and layers on this one. I wanted to be mostly embellishments. So I grabbed a couple of Ellie's Studio things. That wood veneer frame that says Love You, which kind of mirrors the title, is an exclusive die cut that came in the kit. And so I'm going to just finish outlining those little circles before I put some more layers on there. And so this is how all of my items are looking together. So that Kiss Me die cut came in the crepe paper die cut pieces that came with the overlays. No, it didn't. It came in something else. It actually came in the Fancy Pants Be Loved collection of die cuts that came in the kit. This kit came with so many embellishments that I'm getting mixed up about which is which. So yes, the little love, whatever that one is called, it doesn't end up making it to the, I think it says Kiss Me, doesn't end up making it onto the layout. So here I am, I'm sorry I'm mostly off screen here, but what I'm doing is I'm just looking in my little tray of embellishments, looking at the stickers and trying to decide what I'm going to put on this layout. And now I'm just going to glue things together. And so that Ellie's Studio, it's like a paper clip. It's really cute. It says us. So these are all my paper, my main paper elements all together there. That XOXO is an exclusive die cut that came with the kit. And I'm just kind of turning up the corners, roughing up the paper a little bit to make it interesting. And now I'm going to use my Tombow Mono multi adhesive to just stick that down. I wanted it kind of over to the side. I didn't want it too lined up, so that's why I moved it a little bit after the fact. I'm going to use a little bit more of that glue to stick this piece of transparency that came with the crepe paper frames. And I'm thinking about using one of these flare badges. I'm going to end up using that one with the XOXO, and that adds a bit of darkness to the page, and I plan to put some gray in, so that will be a nice balance to some of the gray that I'm going to put. I was planning the enamel shapes come with some grays that I was planning to use, and I knew that one of these, or two actually, of these tickets are gray, and so I'm going to use a regular stapler here. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not using my tiny attacher, but I just decided to use a regular stapler. I'm stapling right on the edges where the tickets fold, because I like that these tickets have, like, they look like they've been wrapped in a circle like regular tickets look. So they've got that curvature to them, and so I don't want to staple them flat, so I'm stapling them where they would hit the page anyways, if that makes any sense. So the little perforated line between the tags is the tickets is where I am putting my staples. So now I'm just going through these die cut pieces. So this is a combination of the Fancy Pants die cut pieces and the they're Fancy Pants die cut pieces from the Beloved collection. And I'm just going through and taking out all of the hearts just so I have a sense of what hearts I have, because I thought I might want to float some hearts around someplace on this layout. So I have them all set out on the paper. They're not going to go there, but that's just where I have them so I can see them all. And now this that I have my finger on is a little journalings piece from Ellie's Studio that came in the kit, and I'm just doing some journaling. It says, despite delayed and canceled flights and having the flu, our 10th anniversary trip to NYC was a blast. Yeah. Some of it wasn't a blast, but yeah, we made the best of it. It was a good trip. I was really, really, really sick. And that picture was taken in the airport. It's us holding up our 10, I think Scott's holding up his 10 fingers for like, yay, 10th anniversary. And I'm like, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm feeling pretty green. I don't know if I'm looking green, but I am taking some of these enamel pieces from my mind's eye and just putting them in a variety of different places. They add a bit of kind of punctuation to the layout because they're a little bit brighter and darker and shinier than most of the other things on the page. So then this him and me little arrow that I just put on there that's transparent is from the Crepe Paper Transparencies. I'm going to fiddle around a little bit with putting these hearts on in a way that looks good. I really didn't like that large one there. I want to use that large one, but it just wasn't working in that spot. So instead I'm going to use this little transparent one and layer it with a little enamel dot, and I'm going to put some tiny pieces around it, some little tiny hearts from the Fancy Pants die cuts. I really like those, and I'm going to add some splatter there at the end, and I love putting kind of like tiny die cuts and little bits and pieces in with my splatter because it adds some dimension and interest to the splatter. So then I just added some more of those enamel pieces up that's pointing to the us clip. And I thought about using these letter stickers to put more each day or love you more each day. But then I realized, my goodness, that's going to be, and I thought about just using love you more as my title. But we don't really say that. So I don't know, it didn't really feel right to use that as a title. So what I really wanted to put is love you more each day, because it's kind of like it's been 10 years, we're in the airport, where I was feeling kind of horrible, but it was fun anyways. So it's kind of, I wanted to put more each day. So I pulled out my mini market alphabets from October afternoon. They're just from my stash, so this part did not come in my kit, but I used them to spell out the word more each day. And you'll see that I have two sets. One set was from one store and one set was from another store. And the cream on one of them is more of a white and the cream on the other is more of a beige or like a cream. So I don't know if they were like from different runs or if one of them was just in the sun or what, but they are two different colors, so I can't mix. Even though they're both the same set, I can't mix and match them. Well, I could, but it would look kind of funny. So there's my title, Love You More Each Day. There's a bit of a gap there, but I'm going to fill it with some sewing machine stitching. Here we go. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to just switch my thread from gold to silver. And my gold thread had been working so well, and the silver has been giving me nothing but headaches ever since I changed it here. So I don't know if maybe the silver, they're both the same brand, they're coats, and I get them at Michael's, and I think you can get them at Walmart too, I've heard people say. But yeah, there's something with the silver, or maybe I just threaded it wrong, I don't know, but it's not working so great. Anyhow, it'll make it for this layout. It's the next layout that it's gonna bugger up on. So I'm just doing some zigzag stitching here just to fill that little gap, because I really didn't want to put too many things on this layout. I wanted it to be a little simple layout with just a couple of interesting little things. I think if you put too many things, they start to compete with each other. So I wanted to just kind of have it be what it already is. I didn't want to add anything. So I'm going to add that stitching to fill those spaces, and then I have to balance it out, so I put some more stitching up here on the top. And what I did was I just stitched right over the XOXO die cut, and then I put another zigzag line of stitches right above that. So I have stitches going in two different directions, kind of perpendicular to one another, in two different places that are sort of in opposite spots on the layout compared to the picture. So that kind of gives me the balance that I'm looking for. Not that thread is something that's going to really offset your balance anyways, because it's kind of a tone-on-tone look, but I'm just showing you some of the details of the layout. And now I'm going to pick what colors I'm going to use for my mist. And so I do have these tags that I cut with a Tim Holtz die that I keep my samples on. So every time I buy a new mist, I just spray on that tag and keep it all in the same place on a ring. So this is Heidi Swap Primrose, and it's a nice pink color and it has a bit of shimmer to it. And then this is another color. What color is this? Mr. Huey's Silver. And that kind of fits with the silver thread that I used. So I'm going to blow it dry with my heat gun. You need to be careful using your heat gun around transparencies, and even enamel dots will get a little wonky. It will kind of shrink and curl transparencies. So I'm trying to be careful. It did shrink and curl that little heart on the bottom, the little pink heart that's layered with a black enamel dot, but I think it looks okay like that anyways. So there's the drips. And there you can see in the light the background masking on the paper, which disappears in some lights, but I kind of like that. So this was the first layout that I made. I know it's going to be posted in a different order, but I always have so much fun with the first layout with the kit because you have everything to choose from, and you can really kind of go crazy. Although I didn't go too crazy on this one, I kind of took it easy. So thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I hope you have a really great scrappy week.